They were once shining stars in the public eye, singers, actors, athletes, icons of talent and fame. However, life sometimes takes unexpected turns. Some died in rare accidents, from slips and falls, electric shocks, sudden tree falls, to seemingly unbelievable situations in real life. The stories behind their deaths not only shocked the public, but also left many pondering the fragility of life, no matter how high one's fame reaches. If you are interested in these surprising true stories and want to understand more about the fates of these famous figures, don't forget to watch the entire video. And if you find the content helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next stories. Jeff Porcaro was one of the most influential drummers in rock history, helping to shape the sound of an entire era. As a member of the band Toto, he not only created a solid rhythm, but also infused each song with his own unique emotion. Songs like Africa and Rosanna clearly bear the mark of his refined, precise, yet inspiring drumming style. Behind the stage lights was an artist who was always dedicated to his music and utterly respected by his colleagues. But life ended in a sudden and tragic way, in an incident involving chemical exposure while gardening. Jeff suffered a severe health reaction, leading to a sudden collapse and ultimately succumbing to cardiovascular complications. His passing not only left a huge void in Toto, but also shocked the entire music world. Many fans and fellow artists have expressed their deep sorrow for a rare talent who helped redefine the role of drums in modern music. Jeff Porcaro's story has become a haunting reminder of the fragility of life, even for legends who seem destined to never fade. Bo Diaz was one of the most respected catchers in modern baseball, known for his reliability, composure, and experienced defensive leadership. Throughout his career with the Cleveland Indians, Philadelphia Phillies, and later the Cincinnati Reds, he was consistently praised for his stability behind the home plate. Along with his tenacious and reliable fighting spirit, his peak came in the early 1980s, when he became one of the league's most outstanding catchers, making an all-star appearance and playing a crucial role in the team's successful seasons. After retiring from his peak, Bo returned to a normal life in his native Venezuela, where he spent time with his family and pursued personal work. During a rooftop installation, an unexpected accident occurred when the antenna system lost balance and collapsed, resulting in serious injury. Bo Diaz passed away at the age of 37, leaving behind a great sense of loss among fans and the sports world. He is remembered as a quiet leader on the football field and a role model of perseverance and professionalism, even though his life's journey ended in a heartbreaking tragedy. Bob Saget was known as one of the iconic faces of American television, leaving a lasting impression on viewers with his warm and approachable fatherly image in Full House. He also left a special mark as the host of America's Funniest Home Videos, where laughter and humor became his trademark. In stand-up comedy, Bob offered a different perspective, frank, sharp, and deeply personal, reflecting many authentic viewpoints on life. He dedicated his entire career to storytelling and connecting with audiences, making laughter the bond between himself and the public. Therefore, his sudden death shocked many. Bob was found dead in his hotel room after a performance, with no unusual signs or external influence, according to medical investigations. The cause of death was determined to be an accidental head injury. This loss is not only a shock to his family and friends, but also to millions of viewers who grew up with his smiles and image. What many find heartbreaking is that he was still full of energy, standing on stage and bringing laughter to everyone before leaving so quietly. Bob Saget is gone, but the values, memories, and laughter he left behind will continue to live on in the hearts of viewers as an irreplaceable part of television's memory. Payne Stewart was one of the most prominent and charismatic golfers of modern times. He was known not only for his exceptional talent and numerous major titles, but also for his distinctive style. Characterized by classic attire, a flat cap, and signature shorts, creating an unmistakable image on the course. Following his 1999 US Open victory, his career was at its peak, and he was expected to achieve even greater success. However, during a private flight to Texas, his plane experienced a serious cabin pressure issue, rendering those on board unable to control the situation. The plane then continued to fly erratically before crashing in South Dakota. Payne Stewart passed away at the age of 42, leaving behind a great loss for his fans. He will forever be remembered as a unique icon of world golf, with an irreplaceable style and legacy. Mark Frechette was a cinematic figure associated with the counterculture wave of the late 1960s, gaining significant attention for his leading role in Michelangelo Antonioni's film Zabriskie Point. With his edgy appearance and rebellious demeanor, he was once seen as an icon of a generation of young people full of conflict and yearning for freedom. After a short time in film, he left Hollywood and joined extremist communities, leading his life down a difficult and turbulent path. Following a serious incident, he was convicted and sentenced to a long prison term. During his time in prison, an accident occurred while he was training, resulting in serious and fatal injuries. Mark Frechette's death was tragic, leaving behind the image of a talented individual who had once been noticed, but soon lost his way, with his most memorable role in Zabriskie Point remaining unforgettable. Ola Brunkert was one of the quiet but profoundly influential drummers in pop music history, contributing to shaping the signature sound of ABBA, a legendary band etched in the memories of millions worldwide. Although not often in the spotlight or receiving the same attention as the other members, his drumming was the solid foundation for timeless hits like Dancing Queen, Mamma Mia, and Waterloo. ABBA's music would be incomplete without the stability and subtlety of Ola's drumming style. Beyond his work in the studio and on stage, he lived a relatively private life, choosing a quiet existence away from the noise of fame. To many in the music industry, he is remembered as a dedicated artist who always prioritized music over personal fame. However, a sudden and heartbreaking accident occurred in his private life while moving around the house. An accident caused him to fall heavily and suffer serious injuries from impact with glass. Despite his attempts to support himself and move outside to seek help, his condition was beyond saving, leading to a tragic end right in his own home. Ola Brunkert's passing has left many colleagues and ABBA fans worldwide in shock. He wasn't at the center of the spotlight, but he was an indispensable part of the musical foundation that made history. And that is why his legacy continues to live on in familiar melodies, like an unceasing drumbeat in the public's memory. Victor Sen Young is one of the familiar faces of American film and television. Someone who doesn't need glamorous leading roles to leave a lasting impression on audiences. He is widely known for his role as Hop Sing in Bonanza and as Jimmy Chan in the Charlie Chan series, where he brings a gentle charm, subtle humor, and a unique sense of approachability, even in supporting roles. Victor always makes his characters come alive and memorable, beyond acting. He chooses a rather private and simple life away from the spotlight. He dedicates his time to personal hobbies, especially pottery, creating and selling his handcrafted products. His life is now more tranquil, connected to small things that bring true peace. However, in this very familiar space, an unexpected incident occurs involving the kiln system in his house. The colorless, odorless toxic gas spread silently, unnoticed by anyone, leading to a critically dangerous situation. The event unfolded quietly without warning, leaving a heartbreaking end in the very place he once considered his safest haven. Victor Sen Young's passing in his mid-20s shocked and saddened many viewers and colleagues. An artist who once brought warmth and familiarity to the small screen departed this world in such a quiet and cruel way. This contrast makes his story haunting, a reminder that behind the familiar characters on screen are often very ordinary and fragile lives. Buddy Clark was one of the quintessential vocalists of the American big band and classic pop era. With a warm, smooth, and emotional voice, he was beloved as a true crooner, bringing tenderness and comfort through his love songs in the post-war period. In the 1940s, his name was associated with many famous hits, resounding throughout radio programs and becoming a part of the musical memories of many American families. After a successful performance, Buddy Clark and his friends took a private flight to a sporting event. The trip initially went smoothly, but on the return journey, the plane experienced a serious technical malfunction while flying over Los Angeles. The plane lost control and crashed in West Beverly, resulting in a tragic accident. Buddy Clark passed away at the height of his career, leaving behind much regret among his fans. His passing marks the end of a voice, considered an icon of warmth and romance during the golden age of American popular music. Butterfly McQueen was one of the most iconic figures in classic cinema, leaving a lasting impression on audiences with her portrayal of Prissy in Gone with the Wind. With her distinctive high-pitched voice and expressive acting, she created an unforgettable image on screen, cementing her name in world film history. However, behind that glamour lay a long and challenging journey. Throughout her career, she faced limitations in her roles and a lack of recognition for her true talent. Despite this, she maintained her independence, persevered in her artistic pursuits, and continuously affirmed her value in a highly prejudiced environment. It was this strength and resilience that made her a revered figure in the hearts of many. Towards the end of her life, a tragic incident occurred in her home. While using a heating device, an unexpected accident led to a serious and dangerous situation. The incident happened very quickly, causing her severe injuries that could not be recovered from despite timely medical assistance. The passing of Butterfly McQueen at the age of 84 has left many in the public's hearts. She is remembered not only as an actress for a classic role, but also as a woman of great strength, who dared to overcome the limitations of her time to live true to herself. Her legacy lies not only in cinema, but also in her unwavering spirit and character, continuing to inspire generations to come. Barbara Weldons is a vocalist with a very unique style in contemporary French music, where simplicity and genuine emotion are paramount. Her music doesn't showcase technical prowess but focuses on inner depth, with poetic lyrics and a subtle, emotionally resonant delivery. Upon the release of her debut album, she quickly garnered attention from both critics and the public, and was expected to become one of the promising new voices of the younger generation. Her career was unexpectedly interrupted by a heartbreaking incident during a live performance at a small music festival. While on stage, where she felt most at home, a technical malfunction involving the electrical system occurred, leading to a critical and dangerous situation. Everything happened so quickly that the audience couldn't react, and although the support team intervened immediately, they couldn't change the outcome. That event brought Barbara Weldon's journey to a close at the age of 35, leaving behind much regret for music lovers and those who had followed her. An artist at the peak of her creative career departed too soon, leaving behind unfinished projects and a voice full of emotion that still resonates in the memories of listeners. Despite her short life, her music continues to live on as a gentle yet profound mark in the hearts of those who were touched by it. Joe Spinell was a remarkable American actor who, though not always in leading roles, left a strong impression. He appeared in many famous films such as The Godfather, Taxi Driver, and Rocky, often portraying edgy, intense, and deeply complex characters, bringing a very realistic feel to the screen. Beyond the spotlight, Joe Spinell led a rather quiet and stressful life, rarely known to the public. He was the type of artist who fully immersed himself in his roles, but kept a great deal of his personal space. A tragic accident occurred at his home in New York when he suffered a serious injury. Despite his efforts to cope, the situation unfolded too quickly, and he could not survive. Joe Spinell passed away at the age of 52. Leaving behind much sorrow for his fans and colleagues, he passed away quietly. But the powerful roles he left behind continue to live on in cinematic memory as an irreplaceable mark of a charismatic actor. Greg Plitt is one of the prominent figures in the world of male bodybuilding and modeling, impressing not only with his powerful physique, but also with his discipline and inspiring energy. He has appeared in numerous shows and promotional campaigns, and is widely known for his motivational videos, where he encourages people to push their limits, live more intensely, and pursue their goals to the end. For Greg, bodybuilding is not just about appearance but a lifestyle, a philosophy of effort and self-control. Therefore, he always seeks bold ways to convey his message to the public. During a commercial shoot in California, while performing a highly challenging scene, an unexpected accident occurred while moving near the train tracks. The situation unfolded so quickly that there was no time to react, leading to serious consequences at the scene. Greg Plitt's passing at the age of 37 shocked the bodybuilding community and fans worldwide. He is remembered as someone who lived life to the fullest, inspiring many with his willpower and discipline. Although his journey ended too soon, the messages he left behind continue to resonate strongly. Keith Relf was a vocalist associated with one of the most important periods in British rock history. Along with the Yardbirds, he helped shape the sound of a booming era of modern music, without a flashy vocal style. Keith captivated listeners with his raw, emotional delivery, especially in songs like For Your Love and Heart Full of Soul. This style propelled the band to become a launching pad for later legends such as Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page, and Jeff Beck. He was not simply a singer, but also someone who helped expand the boundaries between blues, soul, and rock, creating a fresh and profound musical color. Although not always in the spotlight, his influence remains clearly evident in the development of modern rock. Later, in an incident at his London home, Keith was alone while playing an electric guitar. The equipment malfunctioned, leading to a dangerous situation involving electricity. Without anyone around to provide timely support, the incident led to serious and irreparable consequences. Keith Relf passed away at the age of 33, leaving behind much regret among his fans and the music industry. His death was quiet, yet symbolic of the fragility of an artist's life. Nevertheless, his voice and musical legacy continue to resonate, an indispensable part of the formation of modern rock. Steve Peregrine Took was an artist embodying the rebellious spirit characteristic of late 1960s psych rock. He co-founded Tyrannosaurus Rex with Mark Bolan, contributing to a highly experimental and psychedelic musical style. With his strong personality and distinctive style, he left his mark as one of the most interesting figures of the early modern rock movement. During a gathering at his London apartment, while socializing and eating with friends, an unexpected incident involving choking occurred. Everything happened so quickly that those around him couldn't intervene in time. Steve Peregrine Took passed away suddenly, leaving many in the music community deeply saddened. Despite his short life, he will be remembered as an artist with a unique personality and a key figure in shaping the free spirit of early rock. Terry Kath was considered one of the most outstanding talents of the band Chicago, playing a crucial role in shaping the band's distinctive sound in its early years. He possessed impressive guitar technique and a powerful voice, capable of seamlessly transitioning between intense and subdued tones, creating a rare emotional depth in the rock music of that era. On stage, Terry always stood out with his explosive energy and instinctive musical style, making him an irreplaceable asset. Beyond music, He lived a rather carefree and somewhat impulsive life, often acting on impulse without considering the consequences. This led to a tragic incident at a gathering at his home, where an unchecked firearm was used. Everything happened so quickly that no one was able to stop it. Terry Kath passed away at a very young age, just days before his 32nd birthday, leaving a great shock to his colleagues and fans. His passing is not only a loss for the band Chicago, but also one of the most regrettable tragedies in rock music history, when a great talent was cut short too soon at the peak of his creativity. John Denver's voice possessed a unique quality in folk and country music, gentle, warm, and full of emotion. Songs like Take Me Home, Country Roads, and Rocky Mountain High helped him become one of the most beloved artists, not only for his music, but also for the way he conveyed his love for nature, his homeland, and the simple values of life. His music was like a reminder of peace amidst a turbulent world. Besides his role as a singer, John Denver was also a passionate pilot, often flying his own aircraft. During a test flight off the coast of California, he performed a refueling maneuver in the cockpit. This was a process requiring intense concentration and a rather restrictive control posture in a small space. During the maneuver, an unexpected situation occurred, causing the aircraft to lose balance and become uncontrollable. The plane quickly crashed into the nearby sea before any chance of rescue. John Denver passed away at the age of 53, leaving behind a legacy of loss for fans worldwide. His passing is a particularly tragic event, as an artist who always celebrated the sky and freedom ended his journey in the very space he loved most. Nevertheless, his music continues to be cherished as a symbol of peace and connection with nature. Charles McGraw was a quintessential figure of classic film noir, where tough, cold, and deeply introspective characters often dominated the screen. He possessed a distinctive, powerful, and unmistakable husky voice, along with a commanding acting style. In films like Spartacus and Thunder Over the Plains, he often portrayed rugged, resolute men, creating an image of resilience in American cinema. On screen, Charles always appeared as an unyielding character, exuding resilience and control. However, his personal life was remarkably quiet, not as ostentatious or flamboyant as the roles he played. A tragic accident occurred at his home in Studio City, California, when he slipped and fell in the bathroom. In that moment of losing his balance, he struck a glass door, shattering it and causing serious injury, despite being discovered and receiving medical assistance. The situation unfolded too quickly for any efforts to save him. Charles McGraw passed away at the age of 66, leaving behind a deep sense of loss for fans of classic cinema. His death is ironic, as a man who specialized in portraying strong and invincible characters ended his journey in a quiet, unexpected everyday accident. Nevertheless, his image and acting style continue to be remembered as an important part of the cinema noir era. Tony Knight was known as an energetic stand-up comedian who brought laughter and relaxation to audiences in many countries. With his approachable, charming performance style and keen observation of life, he easily connected with audiences, transforming everyday stories into emotionally resonant moments of entertainment. On stage, he was not just a comedian, but also a positivity seeker, helping others temporarily forget the pressures of life. During an outdoor event in France, a sudden accident occurred when natural conditions changed abruptly. A large tree branch broke and fell onto the area where he was standing, leading to a serious and irreversible incident. Everything happened so quickly, leaving those present at the scene in shock. Tony Knight's sudden passing has shocked and saddened his colleagues and fans worldwide. He dedicated his entire career to bringing laughter, optimism, and positive energy to others. Yet he left this world in a surprising and unbelievable way. His story serves as a profound reminder that life is fragile, and the moments we have together are incredibly precious. Danny Cedrone was a highly influential guitarist during the formative years of rock and roll. He made a significant contribution to the recording of rock around the clock, with Bill Haley his Comets. Particularly with his energetic solo, considered one of the pioneering moments of classic rock, despite his limited public appearances. His guitar-playing style remains highly regarded and has had a lasting influence. Shortly after participating in this historic recording, he suffered a serious accident at home, resulting in severe injuries and ultimately his death. Danny Cedrone passed away prematurely, leaving behind a legacy of regret. However, his guitar playing in rock around the clock continues to be remembered as a significant milestone in music history. Mark Fidrych was one of the most unique phenomena in American baseball, remembered not only for his talent, but also for his distinctive personality on the field. With his unruly curly hair and inspiring antics, he was nicknamed the Bird by fans. Fidrych turned every game into a vibrant performance. He talked to the ball, meticulously cared for the pitch, and displayed pure joy in every game. His rookie season with the Detroit Tigers in 1976 made him one of the league's most beloved figures, earning him the American League Rookie of the Year award. What made him special wasn't just his achievements, but also his natural and unique spirit of playing baseball, allowing audiences to experience the original joy of the sport. After retiring from the field, Mark Fidrych lived a more peaceful life on his ranch in Massachusetts. One day, during a routine workday, he suffered a serious accident while inspecting a heavy-duty truck. The incident occurred unexpectedly during equipment operation, leading to a dangerous situation that could not be controlled in time. Mark Fidrych passed away at the age of 54, leaving many baseball fans saddened. Although his career was short, he will be remembered as an icon of innocence, passion, and uniqueness, a rare the bird in sports history, who transformed the joy of playing baseball into an irreplaceable legacy. Gaspard Ulliel is considered one of the leading figures of modern French cinema. Possessing a quiet yet captivating beauty and eyes full of emotional depth, he made a strong impression through many film roles, including the portrayal of a young Hannibal Lecter in Hannibal Rising, where he subtly depicted the character's inner complexity. Beyond his striking appearance, Gaspard is also highly regarded for his refined acting skills and his choice of challenging roles. Throughout his career, he consistently sought out roles with psychological depth, solidifying his position in European cinema. His career was flourishing when a sudden accident occurred while skiing in the French Alps. A collision between two skiers at a crossroads resulted in an unfortunate incident, causing him serious injuries. Despite immediate medical attention, his condition could not be saved. Gaspard Ulliel passed away at the height of his career, leaving behind shock and regret among the public and the film industry. His sudden death was a great loss, as a talent at the peak of his career left this world in such an unexpected and tragic way. Russ Columbus is considered one of the quintessential romantic singers of the 1930s, the golden age of crooner music. With his warm, soft, and emotional voice, he captivated audiences with songs like You Call It Madness, But I Call It Love and Prisoner of Love. In the era of booming radio, Russ quickly rose to stardom, standing alongside names like Bing Crosby, not only for his voice, but also for his elegant demeanor and natural charm. His career was flourishing, opening doors to Hollywood as he gained attention as a promising and versatile artist. However, an unexpected incident in his personal life brought everything to a sudden halt. While at a friend's house, a situation involving handling an antique decorative gun resulted in a serious accident due to confusion and carelessness. Despite being rushed to the hospital, the injuries were too severe for doctors to save him. Russ Columbus died at the young age of 26, leaving behind a great sense of loss for the public and the music world. A singer at the peak of his career passed away too soon, leaving behind a short but enduring musical legacy that will be remembered as an important part of the American Romantic classical era. Claude Francois is one of the biggest icons of French pop music. Considered the Elvis of France thanks to his explosive performance style and widespread influence. More than just a singer, he is also a talented songwriter, producer, and dancer, behind many multi-million record hits. On stage, he always appears with powerful energy and meticulous attention to detail, creating the image of an artist who always pursues absolute perfection. This perfectionist nature also profoundly affects his daily life. After a filming session in Paris, he spends time relaxing at his home. While in the bathroom, he notices an electrical appliance malfunctioning and decides to check it himself to ensure everything is working correctly. During this process, an electrical incident occurs in the damp environment, leading to a serious and uncontrollable situation. Everything happened so quickly that he couldn't receive timely support. Claude Francois died at the age of 39. Leaving a huge void in French music, his passing became a haunting tragedy, as the very meticulousness and pursuit of perfection elements that contributed to his success inadvertently contributed to his heartbreaking end. Nevertheless, his music and legacy continue to live on as an important part of European pop history. Martha Mansfield was one of the prominent faces of the silent film era, where beauty, charisma, and nonverbal expressiveness played a decisive role on screen. Coming from the Broadway stage, she quickly entered the world of cinema and gained attention for her elegant style and natural acting ability. In works like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Martha was considered one of the most promising young talents of early Hollywood. During the filming of a historical film set in Texas, she was wearing a Civil War-era costume with a complex, multi-layered design. After completing a scene while still near the set, an unexpected fire broke out. The flames quickly spread to her costume, creating a dangerous situation in just moments. Although the production team immediately intervened and provided assistance, the extent of the damage was too severe for any efforts to change the outcome. Martha Mansfield passed away at the young age of 24, leaving behind shock and disbelief among her colleagues and fans. Her death was not only the loss of a young talent, but also a poignant reminder of the inherent risks in early filmmaking. Though her career was unfinished, her image and legacy will forever be remembered as part of the memory of silent cinema, where artistic dreams sometimes came at the cost of unforeseen tragedies. Glenn Shaddix was one of the most distinctive actors in cinema, often needing only a brief appearance to leave a lasting impression. He possessed a unique voice and a performance style that was both quirky and captivating, creating an unmistakable mark on each role. From Otho in Beetlejuice to the eccentric mayor in The Nightmare Before Christmas, Glenn always knew how to breathe life into his characters, making them unique and unforgettable in the world of fantasy cinema. Off-screen, he was deeply committed to the art of acting, always dedicated to each role he took on. His creativity and unique style made him an important part of works with a fantastical feel, where the boundaries between humor and darkness were subtly explored. However, his life ended unexpectedly and quietly. In his familiar living space, an unexpected domestic accident occurred, resulting in serious injuries and ultimately his death. Everything happened so quickly and simply, so heartbreakingly, a stark contrast to the colorful characters he had portrayed on screen. Glenn Shaddix's passing at the age of 58 left many colleagues and fans deeply saddened. An artist who had contributed to creating unique cinematic worlds, where death was sometimes viewed artistically, departed from real life in a very ordinary and cruel way. This contrast makes his story even more haunting. A reminder that behind the spotlight lies a fragile and unpredictable life. Dixint. John was one of the vocalists who contributed to the distinctive character of American pop music in the 1960s. Along with the duo Dick and Dee Dee, he brought youthful, energetic melodies, blending surf rock and early pop love songs. Their music emerged during a vibrant era where names like the Beach Boys and the Rolling Stones were reshaping popular music. After stepping away from the spotlight, his life became quieter, focused on everyday activities and receiving less public attention. One ordinary day at his home in Pacific Palisades, he suffered a domestic accident while working outside. The incident was sudden and severe. Despite prompt medical attention, he could not be saved, Dick sent. John passed away at the age of 62, leaving behind a deep sense of loss for those who loved his music. He departed quietly, without the stage or the spotlight. But the melodies once associated with his name continue to live on in the memory of a brilliant era of music. Jack Cassidy is considered one of the quintessential figures of American stage and television, possessing a charming, elegant, and classic demeanor. He made a strong impression on Broadway through numerous roles in famous musicals, and also achieved great success on television with his sharp acting, earning him Emmy nominations. With his distinctive voice and captivating performance style, he became one of the most beloved artists of his generation. In his personal life, Jack Cassidy is also known as the father of two famous figures in the entertainment industry, David and Sean Cassidy, who later went on to achieve success in the arts. A tragic incident occurred at his West Hollywood residence on what seemed like an ordinary night. While he was resting on his sofa, a small fire unexpectedly broke out in his living space, quickly spreading and causing serious consequences while he was asleep. Jack Cassidy passed away under tragic circumstances, leaving behind a great sense of loss for his family, colleagues, and fans. Despite his sudden end, he will be remembered as a talented artist who left a profound mark on the stage and screen, contributing significantly to the history of American entertainment. Although they came from diverse fields such as music, film, sports, and television, they all shared one thing in common. They lived their passions to the fullest and left an irreplaceable mark. Each of them shone in their own way, bringing unforgettable moments to the public, from melodies and roles to spectacular performances on the field. While some had short or unfinished journeys, what they left behind continues to endure. It's not just about professional achievements, but also about stories of perseverance, passion, and unique personalities, making them more relatable and memorable than ever. They may be gone, but the values and emotions they brought live on in the memories of viewers through every film, every piece of music, and every historical moment. Thank you for watching this video. If you find the content meaningful, please show your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel to continue following our stories. See you in the next video.